Ladies and gentlemen, success is never an accident. It is always the result of deliberate, disciplined action. Today, I want to share with you the daily habits that high achievers follow. Not once in a while, but every single day. These are the small hinges that swing open big doors. Every day starts with clarity. Before they dive into work, successful people take time, sometimes just 5 or 10 minutes, to reconnect with their long-term vision and immediate priorities. They don't leave their day to chance. They write down their goals, review their top priorities, and mentally rehearse what success looks like. This practice aligns their thoughts and actions with a clear outcome in mind. Clarity is the foundation of achievement. When you know exactly what you want, every decision becomes easier. Instead of reacting to emails, phone calls, or other people's agendas, successful people take control of their schedule. They know that vague intentions lead to vague results, so they make their goals specific, measurable, and time-bound. They think on paper. They use tools like to-do lists, goal-setting journals, or planning apps to turn their thoughts into written action steps. Writing it down makes it real. It forces focus, and more importantly, it provides a reference point throughout the day to stay on track when distractions inevitably show up. This daily goal-setting habit isn't just about productivity, it's about purpose. It transforms each day from random activity into intentional progress. They follow a structured routine. Successful people eliminate guesswork from their day by creating routines that serve their goals. From the moment they wake up, their actions are intentional. They know that a well-structured routine builds momentum, minimizes distractions, and reduces decision fatigue. Instead of wondering what to do next, they follow a proven sequence of habits that sharpen their mind, energize their body, and prepare them to perform at their best. Their mornings are especially sacred. Many wake up early, before the world starts calling, to get a head start. They often begin with a few key rituals: reading something educational or inspiring, reviewing their goals, exercising to boost energy, or journaling to organize their thoughts. This time isn't wasted. It's invested. It sets the tone for how the rest of the day unfolds. Throughout the day, they rely on time blocks, prioritize task lists, and focus periods to stay productive. They've built systems around their peak performance times, knowing when they do their best creative work versus when to handle administrative tasks. This level of structure doesn't restrict them. It frees up mental energy to focus on what truly matters. Even their evenings are part of the routine. They use that time to wind down intentionally, disconnecting from distractions, preparing for tomorrow, and reflecting on the day's progress. Each part of the routine supports the next, creating a powerful cycle of discipline and consistency. They prioritize high-value tasks first. Successful people understand that not all tasks are created equal. They apply the 80-20 principle relentlessly, recognizing that 20% of what they do accounts for 80% of their results. That's why, at the start of their workday, they identify the single most important task, the one that, if done well, will move them closer to their biggest goal. And they tackle it before anything else. They don't confuse being busy with being productive. Rather than reacting to low-priority tasks like checking email or attending unnecessary meetings, they protect their peak hours for deep, focused work. They often ask themselves, what is the highest value use of my time right now? And they don't move forward until they have a clear answer. High achievers know that discipline in the first few hours of the day often determines the entire day's effectiveness. That's why they guard this time fiercely, turning off notifications, setting boundaries, and even saying no to things that look urgent but aren't truly important. They build their day around results, not activity. They also break large, intimidating tasks into smaller, actionable steps so they can maintain forward motion without feeling overwhelmed. This method allows them to generate momentum quickly, and that momentum compounds into significant progress over time. Continuous learning is a non-negotiable. Successful people treat learning the same way others treat food or sleep. It's essential, not optional. No matter how accomplished they become, they maintain the mindset of a student. They understand that the world is changing rapidly, and staying competitive means staying curious. That's why they build daily learning into their routine, carving out time to read books, listen to audio programs, study industry trends, or review notes from seminars and mentors. They often invest in learning before they invest in anything else. Whether it's 30 minutes in the morning with a personal development book or a podcast during their commute, they make sure they're constantly feeding their mind with new ideas, strategies, and perspectives. This habit helps them solve problems faster and make better decisions and see opportunities that others miss. They also surround themselves with other growth-minded individuals, people who challenge their thinking, share valuable insights, and encourage them to reach higher standards. They seek feedback instead of avoiding it. They review their mistakes instead of hiding from them. And they ask better questions, knowing that the quality of their thinking shapes the quality of their results. Their learning is targeted. They don't just consume information randomly. They focus on what aligns with their goals, industry, or next challenge. Whether they're studying leadership, communication, financial literacy, or emotional intelligence, they treat knowledge as capital, something that grows in value the more they apply it. They maintain physical and mental discipline. Successful people know that peak performance isn't just a matter of skill or strategy. It's rooted in physical vitality and mental strength. They treat their body and mind as high-performance machines, not afterthoughts. They've made it a habit to prioritize their health and mental clarity because they understand one truth. Without energy, focus, and emotional control, even the best plans fall flat. Their discipline starts with the basics: consistent sleep, clean nutrition, and regular exercise. They don't leave these to chance. Many have morning routines that include some form of movement: a run, a gym session, stretching, or even a quick set of push-ups to wake up the body. They know that physical activity does more than keep them in shape. It boosts mood, sharpens thinking, and elevates discipline across every other area of life. Movement in the morning sets the tone for movement all day. Nutrition is handled with the same level of intention. You won't see high achievers consistently fueling themselves with sugar, processed food, or excessive caffeine. They think of food as fuel, choosing meals that sustain energy and support mental clarity rather than cause crashes or brain fog. Many follow simple but powerful dietary principles. Eat clean, hydrate often, and avoid what drains performance. Their diet isn't based on trends, it's based on results. Sleep is also non-negotiable. Contrary to the myth that successful people hustle on 4 hours of rest, most elite performers guard their sleep routines as carefully as their calendars. They go to bed at a set time, avoid screens before bed, and create an environment that promotes deep, restorative rest. They know that poor sleep compounds poor decisions, weakens willpower, and dulls creativity. But physical discipline alone isn't enough. They master their mental world with equal precision. Successful people build mental toughness through daily habits of self-awareness, focus, and emotional control. They train their minds to stay steady under pressure, to resist distraction, and to stay calm when things don't go according to plan. One of their secret weapons is mindfulness, not always in the form of meditation, but in staying present, alert, and intentional in everything they do. They also keep their inner dialogue in check. Where others let negative thoughts spiral, they interrupt the pattern. They use affirmations, visualization, and reflection to keep their self-talk aligned with success. Their internal language is not accidental. It's trained, rehearsed, and repeated. They've learned to speak to themselves the way a great coach would speak to an athlete: direct, focused, and encouraging. But as discipline extends to their environment as well. They keep their space organized because they know that clutter in their surroundings creates clutter in their mind. They reduce distractions, turning off unnecessary notifications, scheduling deep work blocks, and protecting their attention like it's their most valuable resource. Because it is. Stress is managed, not avoided. They understand that life brings pressure, so they prepare themselves for it. They use tools like journaling, breathing techniques, workouts, and time in nature to regulate their emotions and recharge their mental batteries. They don't wait until burnout shows up. They build habits that prevent it in the first place. They're also selective about what they consume mentally. Just as they avoid junk food, they avoid mental junk, negative news cycles, toxic conversations, and time-wasting content. Instead, they feed their mind with material that energizes, educates, and inspires. They take full responsibility for their mental diet. What separates them from the average person is not genetics or luck. It's the decision to live with discipline when no one's watching. They follow through on commitments, show up even when they don't feel like it, and develop routines that support consistency over motivation. Discipline is their default setting, not a once-in-a-while burst of effort. Would you like this formatted into a PDF or presentation-style slides next? They reflect, review, and improve daily. Successful people don't let the day end without extracting value from it. Reflection is not a luxury for them. It's a core part of their routine. Just as they start the day with clarity, they end it with awareness. They take time, often just 10 to 15 minutes, to sit in silence, review their actions, and ask themselves the most important question any achiever can ask. What did I do today that moved me forward? This habit of daily review gives them a built-in feedback loop. It's how they catch small mistakes before they become major issues. It's how they recognize progress even when it feels slow. It's how they calibrate their direction and stay on track. While others go to bed unaware of how they spent their time, successful people know exactly what they achieved, what distracted them, and where they need to tighten up. They don't just track what got done. They evaluate the quality of their effort. Did they give full focus to their most important work? Did they waste time on tasks that didn't matter? Were they proactive, or did they fall into reaction mode? These questions keep them sharp and honest with themselves. They use journals, planners, or digital tools to capture lessons and identify patterns. Over time, these records become a personal roadmap, evidence of growth, and a source of strategic insight. Improvement is not left to chance. They set a standard for themselves and compare each day's performance against that standard. When they fall short, they don't make excuses. They make adjustments. They identify exactly what needs to change and how to implement it the next day.